What's up, everybody? It's Alex Ghost, and today we're going to get into Spire of the Watcher. So I'm not going to lollygag too much with talking. Let's just get straight into it. I'm sure you're all familiar with this encounter. I'm not really even sure you can call it an encounter, but whatever. It is what it is. But if you're not, or need a refresher, let me help you out. But first, let me show you a map of the first encounter, which I created myself. So take a screenshot of it, pull it up on your phone or something, but it'll help. As you come into the first area, a bunch of Vex will spawn. Hobgoblins, Harpies, Cyclops, and most importantly, the Conduit Minotaur. You'll also notice yellow cables crisscrossing across the arena with nodes connecting those cables. Each connection starts and ends with a node, so just remember that. The Conduit Minotaur will drop a buff called Arctrition upon killing it. This buff will allow you to interact with those nodes by shooting them from first to last in order. There will be 4 different connections with 3 or 4 nodes to shoot per connection. You will know which is the first node because it'll have arrows pointing away, suggesting the direction of the connection. Arctrition is on a 30-second timer, but you gain 5 seconds back with each node that is shot. If you lose the buff, don't worry, there's plenty of Minotaurs to kill. But a helpful tip here is to not shoot the last node for each connection. Wait to activate all end nodes at the same time. Supplicants will spawn on the completion of each connection. We don't want to deal with supplicants, so just wait to finish all the connections at once and thereby negating the supplicant spawn. Trust me, it makes life way easier. Once you finish with all 4 connections, the floor will open up and you can proceed onward. Also, don't worry about the Cyclops. Let them shoot at you. Just keep on running. There's no point in shooting them because they're just going to respawn immediately. So yeah, leave them alone. Just don't even worry about them. Oh, and one last thing. Right here, you're going to see all 4 nodes, the ones that I was talking about, the last end nodes. Right here, right in the center. Now you can take care of them. Just like that. No supplicants to make your life difficult. And we can just continue on. Down, down, down the slide.
Collective in a seraph complex.
So just proceed along. There's really only one way to go, so you can't really get lost.
This wasn't just a pillory site, it was a joint research facility focused on extrasolar colonization efforts. The Soul Divisive have been scouring research logs. They were looking for something more than to imprison Rasputin's subminds.
This is the jumping puzzle part of the dungeon. Now, I didn't really think about what I was doing when I did this video because I kind of skipped through the entire jumping puzzle. And I later thought to myself, like, damn, I should have gone through the jumping puzzle to show you guys how to get through it. But I didn't because I'm an idiot. All right. But basically, there's going to be some crazy jumps between the point where I launched from and here. Okay? It's really not that difficult. Just get used to it. Get familiar with the layout of the jumping puzzle. And you'll get through it no problem. But coming up, we're getting into the actual real encounter. The first real encounter. Which is going to be a lot of the same as before.
Why else would the witness be interested in these files?
There are 2 circuits per floor. There's 3 floors, so there's 6 circuits. We are basically going from the lowest floor to the highest floor, taking out all the nodes in between. And in spite of me looking everywhere for a map for this encounter, I could not find one. So we will be working with the same concept as before. Kill Minotaur, pick up Arctrician, shoot the starting node, follow the yellow cables to the next node, complete the circuit, leave the last one, do not shoot it, continue to the second circuit, complete that circuit, and then shoot both end nodes to bypass the supplicant spawn. Then take the elevator up and repeat the same process. That was like bowling, bro. I don't know why that one disconnected, but it happens. Either way, no big deal. So once completed, just make your way up. There's not much to traverse here. The boss is right above us.
A Vex mine remains in this terminal like an open door. It's using the tower's arrays to connect with installations across Seoul. This must be in preparation to imprison the sublines.
Disclaimer, I did not create this map. I don't know who did, but credit to the person who made it. So for the boss encounter, it's going to be a lot of the same. Starting node to ending node. The only difference here is that you can shoot the last node per connection without fear of supplicant spawning. The only thing I'll say is leave the very last node that you're going to shoot for all 4 connections. Leave that one alone until you kill the harpies. Then shoot that last node and go into damage. You'll see why. Get our attrition buff. The connections all start right here in the center. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Shoot all the nodes in the center so you could just work your way out and not have to worry about going back and forth all the time. Now each arm is numbered. So for instance, this one that we're on here is circuit 3. The next one we're going to is 4. And we're going to end on 1. I like to start on 2 and end on 1. You could do it in any order that you like. That doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you hit the nodes in proper order per connection. Like I said, if you do it right, the cables will stay blue. If you don't, they'll blink blue and then they'll just shut off. We're gonna kill all harpies. They're horrible during damage. You don't want to get hit by those void beams. I don't know, they're whack, dude. I just kill them and make my life so much easier by doing so. So take the time to kill them. You'll thank me later. Now we can kill the Minotaur again. So just go ahead and shoot all of the boss's eyes, or the lights, or whatever they are. If you guys did this during Ride of the Nine, don't let it fool you. It's not like that at all. Okay? In Ride of the Nine, they made it very, very easy for you to get the damage phase. The reality is, it's not like Ride of the Nine. You have to connect every circuit for the entirety of the thing in order to get the damage phase. Don't get too greedy with damage. Don't get too greedy with damage, man. I'm telling you. Because if you get too greedy with damage, this will happen. That was very, very close. Yeah, and if you need a breather or if you need to like hide from the boss or if it gets too hectic and you need to just find a place to lay low for a second to make changes or whatever, underneath the stairs is the best place. If you hide underneath the stairs, they can't get you. You'll be safe there. And again, I like to start on 2, but you guys can start wherever you want. You know, as you become more comfortable and familiar with the layout, you can do it however you want. The main objective here is to make the connections to all the circuits to get the damage phase. This encounter can be kind of long, but it's not very difficult.
No! They're driving the reactor core to a meltdown. It's going prompt critical.
Steamboat Guardian.
Power surges were intentional.
Let's go.
Get to the reactor, lest we lose everything.
I am a bird, after all. Alright, so once you get to this little entrance, you're gonna be faced by two fans that could kill you. The way I do it is I stand at the edge of this little platform and wait for the fan blade to pass me, and then I jump. Well, I don't jump, I just fall, alright? No jumping, I just fall. Then I climb over to this rafter here, watch the blade. Right after it passes, I go and fall. I land on that little platform. If you have to jump once, you can. But that's about it. You just go through the door and you should be safe.
Here proves my visions have merit. I must secure the complex to convince Ikora. Trust is a frail thing. As much as our mission, if this can restore her faith in me, I need this.
For these fan blades, do the same thing as before, except that the one you're going to land on is a little bit further to the left. So you can see it from here. Just aim for that platform right there. You should be fine. Now, instead of going to the rafter to the right, go to the middle and just wait for the fan blade to pass and jump right down into that entrance. If you have to jump once, you can, and then you should be safe. That's all.
The next mine directs power to the reactor. Kill it and accomplish.
So I managed to find a map for the last encounter of this dungeon. You can go ahead and look it over, take a screenshot, put it on your other monitor, whatever. Keep it up though, until you memorize where all the nodes are.
The next mine directs power to the reactor. Kill it and the complex should stabilize.
When you start the encounter, there will be 2 fat hydras spawning on left and right side of the room. You must kill these hydras to have the minotaur spawn. If you don't kill the hydras, the minotaurs won't spawn and you won't be able to engage with the nodes. So, easy way to kill the hydras is using Mint Retrograde or even something like Wither Horde. And that's it. In summation, kill the hydras, minotaurs will spawn. Kill the minotaurs, grab Arctrician, then you can move on to shooting the nodes. Alright, here we're going to introduce a new mechanic. There will be 5 nodes in the center of the room that you must shoot in order to open the door directly in front of us. It is timed, so you have to do it quickly. I will show you where they are. One is directly off screen to the left. The second one is on the left pillar. Third one is right in the center. The fourth one is on the pillar on the right, and the fifth one is off screen on the right pillar. These are timed, so you must shoot the nodes in a timely fashion in order to open the door in the center before you can get started on shooting the actual nodes to get to damage phase. Right before damage phase, you must shoot these nodes again to close the door, trapping the wyvern in there and starting damage at that point. Alright, so let's get started. Go ahead and put down your rally banner. Shoot the boss. That's how you start the encounter. I like to run to the right first, taking out the Hydra that spawns. Mint Retrograde does easy work of them. Run to the left and take out the other Hydra. Now after taking out this Hydra, I run into the door on the left. Because you can hide in this room without anyone damaging you, you're totally safe in here. So you can take out the Minotaurs from these 2 entrances or exits, depending on how you see it. So you can just stay back here and take out the Minotaur. Grabbing the Arctrician. Now you've got to shoot the nodes in the middle again. Okay? In order to open the doors again. Now that we've done that, we can start to complete the circuits on both left and right. There are 2 circuits on the left and 2 circuits on the right. So a total of 4, but only 2 will be active at any one time. I can't emphasize this enough though. Make sure you have enough time on your Arctrician buff right here. So now we have to shoot the middle nodes again. They're not open yet, but they will open in about a second. And just be prepared to shoot them. That'll close the door on the boss. I did that a little bit too prematurely. And I didn't have my Finality's Augur ready. I don't do much damage to the boss here because I scuffed my damage phase. But it's alright because we end up killing them anyway. What I don't want is to do an 8 phase on the boss. You know what I mean? That's what I do not want. And I was actually going to start over because I thought it was so scuffed, like I didn't want to deal with a 4-phase boss battle, you know? But I didn't. I decided to keep going, and I think we do it in another 3 phases, so it is what it is. So before each and every damage phase and before you start anything, you have to shoot the nodes in the center. So before you start working on the circuits, you got to shoot the nodes in the center. Before you go into damage, you got to shoot the nodes in the center. Before you take shit, you have to shoot the nodes in the center. Another thing to note is if you do not shoot all the 5 nodes within the allotted time given, you will lose damage phase. I just go ahead and skip past all this stuff. I'm just gonna take you to the very end, like the last 2 damage phases at the end. But damn, I was really contemplating on doing this all over again just so I can get my damage phases on point. But I'm too lazy, couldn't be bothered to do it again. Dude, imagine dying right now with that much health left on the boss just to fucking get obliterated right here. Oh my god. That would be a nightmare. Look, there's some special ammo right in front of you. Go. I don't know how I did that, but I did it. You didn't pick up that ammo, bro. Dude, I'm dead. I'm dead. You know what saved me here? Woven mail. All right, now get the last one, fool. I miss him.
clever incision by the witness.
This was the Spire the Watcher solo flaws run.
Sabotages.
I know it's 3 years past due. Doesn't matter though. A lot of people always look for these kinds of things. It doesn't matter if you have no views. They'll watch the one that's best. Out of all the ones I watched, there's only one that I stuck with. I'm not going to tell you which one that is. Alright, but you guys can make that choice for yourself. Now here is my build for the final boss encounter. The exotic armor piece is Inmost, Light, and Certarachnes. For the first two encounters right before the first boss, this is my build, the Arc Strider, and my exotic was Gifted Conviction. For the second encounter, this is what I use, except that my super is Golden Gun Marksman. The Threaded Spike is Combination Blow, and Stylus Executioner is Threaded Spectre. And that's all. Please like and subscribe, and until the next one, peace.